Hello, Asuminari here with more how-to tanking. Today's how-to is about Resolve. I'm shocked Blizzard hasn't found a way to communicate this better with players. As it is, Resolve is almost hidden away from tanks. What is Resolve? It's a mechanic that was introduced to replace Vengeance for the purpose of making tanks more survivable the more damage they take. Its effect is strong enough to be left for passive benefits, but when taken advantage of, it can extend your life and survivability. Normally, Resolve looks like this. It's just a small icon in the top right corner of your UI that looks like some sinister idiot. Whenever you highlight over it, you get this tooltip that displays the percentage modifier it is currently giving you when you mouse over it, and a report of the total amount of damage you took over the last 10 seconds. That's how Resolve works. It takes an analysis of your incoming damage over the last 10 seconds, and then tries to compensate your ability to self-heal and mitigate accordingly. That icon is incredibly annoying to try and keep track of, so I actually use an add-on called Resolve Status, which I've linked below. It gets the job done, and if you can find one you prefer over it, I highly recommend you do so, as the more important thing is that you have an easy to read and understand display of your Resolve. Normally as a tank, you're going to have high Resolve so that when you use your mitigation it feels more meaningful and potent against harder hitting enemies. Let's try and exemplify where this can go wrong though. A warrior's shield barrier will use up to 60 rage to create a complete absorption shield on themselves. If you are just attacking, as in if you are the off tank and you decided to blow all your rage on a barrier, you're likely to get a very weak shield. Attacking a target dummy in my garrison with a raw barrier at 0 resolve gave me a shield barrier of 47k. My max health at the time was 530,000. That shield was roughly worth 11% of my health. Meanwhile, look at the shields I'm getting here on Archimonde. 100 to 200k. That's double or even triple the amount of shield barrier based on my Resolve. Resolve, on its own, just increases your survivability, but when taken advantage of, I need much less outside healing. How you are going to use Resolve varies based on which tank you are. Barriers and guards from a warrior and monk are going to be preemptive, whereas Death Knights and Paladins will be banking buffs like Scent of Blood or Bastion of Defense to have really strong self-heals. Resolve's effect is not weakened by dodging, parrying, or absorbing incoming damage, or mitigating it through the use of a defensive cooldown, but remember that you won't gain any Resolve if you aren't being targeted by any attacks. Should you be kiting mobs around because you are low on health, keep an eye on your Resolve and try to scrounge up a heal or barrier before its effect diminishes. This means that when you're going to try and use a cooldown, it's better to have it rolling before your Resolve has a chance to come up and bolster your active negation. If you try to run in and use a Death Strike or Frenzied Regeneration on the pull, you'll gain next to nothing from a defensive standpoint. Let's see how I've applied it to this fight. Let's go back to the beginning. I want you to take a look at my add-ons. Resolve Status on the bottom left above my DPS meter, and Shield Maid tracking my shield barriers, which will be the focus of my efforts to utilize Resolve. Before the pull, I have 0 Resolve. I'll gain no substantial effect from a shield barrier even if I had a full bar of rage. As I run in, Archimonde attempts his first attack on me. Immediately I'm brought up to about 150% increased self-healing and absorptions. Due to my attack power, my rage being over the max used per barrier amount of 60, and my trinket procs while the tank legendary ring is up, I'm capable of putting up a 258k barrier. Why don't I? Because the other tank is about to take the boss and that would be a waste of my rage. My time will come soon enough. My Resolve starts to drop again without Archimonde attempting to beat on me. Notice I'm saying attempt because my dodge and parry chance might mean I'll take 0 damage but still gain Resolve from his efforts. Coming up, Archimonde is about to use Deathbrand on me. This ability hits hard, and so does the shadow damage from the summoned fiend. I'm ready to really start defending myself. My Resolve is capped at its max benefit. I pop Last Stand, which, thanks to my foreset, doubles the effect of my shield barrier while Last Stand is active, and I net myself a 348,000 shield barrier over myself. If the shield were any stronger, I actually might lose my buff before it's entirely absorbed. This means that healers are free to pay attention to DPS, or better yet, with how strong of a shield I just made, I can now intervene the other tank and help mitigate their damage too. I hope that this guide helped. Resolve is a bit more of a complex topic, but hopefully you'll all have a better idea of how to take advantage of it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and remember, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you next time with more tank tips. Thank you.